Hello, everyone. How is everyone doing today? Happy Friday to all of you. Let's say thank you very much. Starting it off with a new member, Lisa Papas. Thank you for joining the Ladies and Gentlemen Club. Nice to have you here, by the way. Evita Cooks is in the house. JR, what is happening? I have to give you a call, Evita and JR. I've been meaning to catch up with you all, but man, I'll tell you what, time is just going by so quick. I've actually been going at it pretty much all day today since I got up. And I'm not sure if he's done yet, but if you hear like a bobcat going back and forth, that's my friend who came over here to move some lumber around for me, and and start putting things away, topping them off with a tarp or stuff like that for the winter. I still had a whole bunch of wood left over from this summer's projects that needed to be put away so that they won't get ruined with the snow and water and all that stuff that comes with it. So he's out there finishing that up. And I was like, I have to go. I'll come over and see you this weekend so that I can pay you. But it's good seeing everyone. JT, hello. How are you? Emmanuel Bravo, how are you doing? Good to see you. Don Quest, amazing grandma. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, that today is the day where we will be awarding an Alaska Prepper coin, the 1 ounce, right? The 1 ounce Alaska Prepper coin to one of you that sent me your order number from Nutrient Survival for that sale that they had that I was promoting for them. So everyone on the list, there was 19 in total that sent me either your name or your order number. And then we went ahead and confirmed that you actually placed your order within the time that you were supposed to place it. And everyone got a 10th ounce AP silver coin, one of the OG ones, one of the original ones. But one of you is going to win that 1 ounce AP silver coin. All right, as promised. So before the end of the live stream, we'll go ahead and do a drawing for that. And I will just go ahead and email you whoever wins and let you know that you won so that you can send me your information. And I'm gonna be mailing that out to you personally. All of the other ones are being mailed out by Nutrient Survival staff, but I'm going to be mailing you out the 1 ounce silver coin personally. All right, so I want to say thank you very much to everyone that supported Nutrient Survival on that awesome sale. I don't know if it's right for me to say that you supported them by buying something at 25% off, but I think it was an awesome sale. And I did take advantage, by the way. I want to thank you all for keeping me in the loop. Because although I champion Nutrient Survival for freeze-dried food because of the nutrition and the people and the food, I do like to eat meat. And being that Nutrient Survival is not they don't make anything with actual meat protein in it. Mountain House does. And Mountain House was having a 50% sale off their meat products that weekend. And I definitely took advantage of that. So thank you for keeping me in the loop on that. Steve Gray, how you doing? Jan Penland, how are you? Diana too, how are you? JC Fixer, Rakamas is in the house. Yarn Prepper is in the house. Squirrel. Alan Zamora, can you give me a number 1 if I'm coming in loud and clear? And I'm doing a little bit different with the lighting today. Let me know if this lighting works for you. All right, if this lighting works for you, give me a 1-1. Give me 2 ones after another. If it doesn't work for you and I'm coming in clear, give me a 1-2. Let's see if we can get that. Randy Brown, how you doing? Amazing Grandma, how are you doing? Lorraine, how are you? Let's see. Okay, let's see. Who else is here? Kitty Steele, how are you? Me Too is in the house. How are you doing? Good to see you. Nolan Hines, how are you doing? Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, man, look at... Oh, and I have great news. My computer is still slow. And I've had several emails from some of our community members, ladies and gentlemen, asking if they can help out. However, my friend, the one that built my computer, he's coming up this weekend to go ahead and recondition my computer, so give it a full tune-up. And he's also going to bring me a backup computer just in case. So thank you to every one of you that offered to help. But in all honesty, with my computer, the way that I treat my computer is kind of like how I treat my cars. I like to take it to the exact same mechanic. So like my vehicles, no matter which one it is, I always take it to James because he's my mechanic and he works on all of my vehicles, no matter what's wrong with them. Same thing with the computer. So good news, he's coming down for the weekend and he's going to hook up my computer and bring me a spare. So hopefully it will work out okay. Let's see. Who else do we have in the house? Okay, bringing it down. Nita Love, how are you? Demo from Arkansas, how are you doing? Good to see you. Let's see. Who else do we have? Sunset Gazing is in the house. Good to see you. Catherine Young, New Florida Prepper 1. Hello. Nolan Hines. Ultra Mega Prepper, how you doing? Kevin Grip, how you doing, Kevin? Good to see you. Granny is here. Keisha Wagner is in the house. How you doing, Keisha? Ted Beckett. Eric T, how you doing, brother? Good to see you. Jennifer McDade, Midwest Granny, Ellis E, Plain and Simple. Janet, how are you, Janet? Brad Miller, Tom Larson, Celine 77, Matt Vanderhoff, how are you? Whitney B, Deborah Ramirez, Colleen Rich Pickett is in the house. Freedom Loving American Nana, how are you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for being here, and happy Friday to you as well. Sherry, how are you? Good to see you. Leanne Holmeyer, I probably messed that one up pretty good. Kitty Steele, ladies and gentlemen, check this out. So I was on my way to the bunker, running late, of course. So I'm kind of like running in here. I was like, man, let me stop in the chicken coop real quick because I haven't checked in there today and see if the ladies left me anything. Look at this. Look at that. Is that cool or what? Look at how small it is, though. Look at how small it is. Look, I'm not sure if you can see how small it is from my hand. That's how small they are. Oh, but they are so good. I got 3 of them yesterday and 1 today. And the 3 that I got yesterday, I had my wife fry them up. I ate 1 and then I left 2. 1 for her and 1 for little Miss Alaska Prepper. But that is so awesome. This tells me that the ladies are happy and they're getting what they need. All right, so that is so cool. And for those of you that haven't checked out this morning's video, check it out because it was a lot of fun to make. I was messing around in the chicken coop. I did a payday prep. I gave you a quick little tour of the shed that I'm almost done building. I'm putting the door in later on today. I've already got all the hardware. So it was a fun little video to make. And again, as far as that payday prep, go watch that. It is amazing the prices that we are paying today compared to a couple of years ago. Incredible, ladies and gentlemen. And it's going to get worse, okay? It's going to get worse. And I have a video coming out tomorrow that's going to be talking about fear. And I hope that you watch that one too, so that you can understand, the predicament that we find ourselves in with the conditioning that we have been, that we have been exposed to by the mainstream media, etc. How you doing, Michael 517? Kitty, how are you? Troll is in the house. Sparky's Run. Linda Bob, how are you doing? Happy Friday to you. Doggone it. Douglas Kling. Deborah Calvert, how are you? Teresa Webb, how are you doing? Alan Palmer from the great state of Louisiana is in the house. Lisa Foster, how are you doing? Thank you, Lisa. I was so happy when I saw those eggs, and I got another one. It's all good. It's all good. Username already taken. How you doing? Dale Robertson, Patricia, how are you doing? Joseph Villarreal, I believe that's how you pronounce that, Joseph. Randy Brown, how you doing? Carrie Booth. We'll talk about today's subject here in a minute. It's not going to take long for me to talk about what the title of this live stream is. And it is, I am not apologetic, something like that. I always forget the title because I can't see it up here. Let me see. Does it even say? No, it doesn't say it on my screen here. That's right, Steve Ray. Quad 9 or 999. They're both just as good as far as preserving wealth. They're both just as good. But yep, I hear you. I hear you. You better be stacking up that silver now. All right, better be stacking it up now. Let me see. T. Ott, how are you doing? Tom Larson, how you doing? Good to see you. Maria C7, how are you doing? From South Texas. Karen Wigman. Let's see, who else do we have? Okay, I'm going to bring it down until I start seeing some ones. That's how far behind I am, really. SR, how are you doing? Good to see you, my friend. SR says, I'm loving this climate change. It's been cooling down here in Kansas. Well, we're going to have some very weird weather this winter season, ladies and gentlemen. I believe it's going to be very warm in some parts and very cold in others. And in the middle and in the in-betweens, you guys are going to get the blunt of the worst of storms. So you're going to have parts of the, and I'm not a meteorologist, but it's just me taking a look at what the El Nino weather pattern is like. And the El Nino weather pattern is one of a warmer weather pattern than La Nina, right? The La Nina weather pattern is a cooler one, which I prefer the colder weather pattern. And El Nino is a little warmer. But what's going to happen is that you're going to have your cold spots and warm spots. And then in the areas where those two spots converge, those areas are going to be having some serious blizzards and storms. So you better hang on, ladies and gentlemen. I have a bad feeling that we're going to have a warmer winter up here in Alaska, or at least in the area that I live in. And a warm winter is, in my opinion, the worst of winters. I'd rather have a winter where we average -20 or below. -20 or below average for the winter is great news. Why? In my opinion, the roads are safer, because in the wintertime here, we pretty much drive on ice. And I would rather drive on ice that's really, really super cold because it's not slippery. But when it gets a little bit warm, that ice gets slippery, a lot of accidents. And also with the warmer winter weather comes more snow. Why? Because there's more precipitation in the air and it's easier for it to come down. So yeah, a warm winter, no good. Cold winter, preferable. At least for me it is. How you doing there, Oupes? Good to see you. Amazing Grandma's birthday is tomorrow. Well, happy birthday to you one day ahead of time, Amazing Grandma. That is awesome. You know what that means? That means tomorrow is going to be a great day. And may the good Lord bless you with many more. Happy birthday, Amazing Grandma. That's awesome. Goss TY is in the house. How you doing, Goss T? Let's see, who else do we have? Cool as Ice is here. Keisha, oh, Keisha gave me a 1, Kitsy. Okay, I'm getting 1, so I'm coming in loud and clear. And I'm guessing that the lighting is good enough. I don't have a big, bright light shining on my face. Let me see if I can mess with this. Let me see. You all let me know if this, let's see, right there. Is that a little better? Right there. There you go. I think that's better right there. Ladies and gentlemen, you have to excuse me. I've only been doing this for like 7 years now, okay? I'm just now starting to learn about lighting. Okay, so I'm getting 1s, which is good. All right, let's see here. Elaine has a question. How you doing, Elaine? What Simpure air purifier is best for a small place in case there is an event like Ohio or Kansas or Maui? So you're talking about like smoke, right? Okay, is there still a discount? There is a discount, actually. Simpure is very generous with me or with my community members. I have a 20% discount code, and that discount code is under the description of my videos. And I just scroll down until you see Simpure, and it'll say discount code for 20% off. And let me see if you can see it. I don't think you can see it from here, but it actually is right there. You can barely see it. That right there is part of the Simpure air purifier that I have in the bunker. And that is made specifically to take smoke out of the air. And they're not expensive. They're like, I want to say they're like 89 bucks or something like that. But I'm pretty sure it's less than $100 for the unit. And it comes with an air filter, of course, using my discount. So go check it out if you like. The air filters are not that expensive, because we all know that when we buy an air filter, it's always a challenge to try to replace the air filters because you may not be able to find it or whatever, right? But they sell them right there on the same site, and they're not that expensive to replace. And they do have a HEPA air filter, which is really good. I think it's 99.99 of any particulates in the air. And if it filters smoke out of the air, pretty much will filter anything. So yeah, go check that out. And my discount is in the description of the videos. Jacqueline Johnson, how are you doing? Good to see you. Alphonse Jolly is in the house. How you doing, Alphonse? Good to see you, brother. Low blood pressure is in the house. Ladies and gentlemen, I am not saying what low blood pressure is saying, just saying hello. But low blood pressure says, hi, AP. Max all your credit cards and get silver now. Now, listen, I am not saying to do that. I was just reading a comment, and I would never recommend that you use credit to buy real money. Although sometimes it is tempting, but no, I don't recommend that. Low blood pressure, stop coming over here and causing problems, all right? How's everything going down there in Corpus Christi, Texas? Low blood pressure. Hey, low blood pressure, seriously, anyone here from Texas, especially those towns that are near the border. How is it? From what I understand, it's not very good. And from what I understand, we are being effectively invaded by foreign nationals that are mostly of the age of fighting age males, mostly. That's what I understand from seeing the videos and the news articles and stuff that I've read. You all let me know. Anyone here that's from Texas that is living down near the southern border, let me know. Hopefully everything that we've been told on the news and that have read is false, and everything is just great. Hopefully, right, ladies and gentlemen. Debbie Roush, how you doing? Hidden Creek Gardens, how are you, Beth? Let's see. Z Stinson, how are you doing? Good to see you all the way. Hello, Laura. How are you? Good to see you. Penny Willis is here. That is awesome, Penny. Penny says, my husband won a bucket from Nutrient Survival yesterday or last night. Good for you. That's awesome. Let's see. Okay, bringing it down some. Look at that. It just now popped up. Let's see. Florida Boy Shuffle. How you doing, Florida Boy Shuffle? Lynn R., how are you? Empress Jennifer. Oh, my goodness. That is crazy. Empress Jennifer says, gas is still $8 a gallon in Canada. Nothing new. It's getting cold in the 60s all week and last 2 weeks, preparing for the S word. Lots of black and copper caterpillars, and location of their colors predicts winter. Okay, there you go. Wow, incredible. Oh, thank you for not saying the S word here, okay? And the S word, for those of you that don't know, is that little white stuff that comes from the sky in the wintertime. We try not to say that that's a 4-letter word here, okay? Goodness. Oh, awesome, Kimberly. Well, I'm glad you got your coin. Awesome. I know they told me that a lot of the coins that were being shipped out had to be shipped out separate from the order, because I was amazed at how fast they were getting those orders out. Because I actually had to go and have Dick make some more coins, because I only brought like 20 with me down there, thinking, people aren't going to order that many, but people ordered a lot more than 20. So I had to get Dick to make more coins and me ship them down there. So if you haven't received your coin with your order, they'll be sending it like in a separate envelope. Let's see. What do we got? Who else is here? Sherry, how you doing from Florida? Amazing Grandma is 39. Well, happy 39th birthday. Is 39 the new 29? Just asking. Lori, how you doing from Jamestown? Okay, F. Pierce in the house. How you doing, F. Pierce? Good to see you. All right, where are we at? We're already in we're like 20 minutes in already, and I'm still. Some people get so. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to this. This is kind of funny in a way, but my live streams are the videos where I lose the most subscribers, because people get ticked off that I spend so much time saying hello to all of you. But I can't help it. It is what it is. Okay. Oh, goodness. Ms. Red, how are you doing? Good to see you. Surviving Behind Liberal Lines, how are you doing? Good to see you. Let's see. Okay, bringing it down some. Oh, there is the Amish Country Prepper. How are you? Let's see. Village Homestead, what is up from Central New York? Good to see you today. Kathy, how are you from Central Washington State, the Evergreen State? Let's see. Oh, hey, thank you very much, F. Pierre. Gobble, gobble to you. Thank you for that. Mike Patino, how are you? Cutting Tool Designer, how are you doing? Good to see you today. I hope you had a good week along with everyone else as well. Yes, Lisa, I saw this. I saw what's going on in Italy. I've told you about this for years now, okay? And of course, people say I'm crazy and all that kind of stuff. I've told you that the plan is, and this is the plan, all right? At least this is what I think, ladies and gentlemen. But everything that's been playing out tells me that this is the plan, right? They are turning the Western nations, which are considered first world nations, i.e., we have a higher standard of living than other countries around the world. They are turning us into third world country. You have to understand that the other countries around the world, most countries are not first world countries in the world. Most of them are not. So you have to understand that all of these other countries, Venezuela, Saudi Arabia, UAE, all of these countries in the continent of Africa that have been raped of their natural resources for decades, that live like animals, hoping that they can have one meal a day. All of these countries have had it. They've had enough of having their resources stolen from them, because a country that can print money out of thin air sends them paper for their resources, and their standard of living never goes up, while the standard of living of all these other countries that have a printing press does go up. They're tired of it. And the honest question that you have to answer to yourself is, do you blame them for being tired of giving up their lives for a piece of paper and not even being able to spend that piece of paper where they want? I was watching an interview today, and it was actually with a channel that I really like, and it's called Silver Slayer, right? And he was interviewing Andy Schectman. And Andy Schectman was telling of how Iraq, who we freed, right? We went and gave Iraq democracy. We spent almost 20 years there, right? To give them democracy, and look at their country. But anyways, I digress. He was explaining how Iraq sells their oil and can only sell their oil for US dollars. So the United States military went over there to democratize Iraq, the Iraqi people. And once they democratized them, meaning that they gave them sovereignty for their own country, we are still telling them how they can sell their oil, who they can sell it to, what kind of currency they have to accept for their oil, and what they can spend the money that they sell their oil for on. For example, they wanted to buy some natural gas. I think it was from Iran. Don't quote me on that. But they wanted to buy some natural gas from one of the other countries that we're not really in favor with, that the United States is not in favor with. Let me say that again, that the United States government is not in favor with, okay? Because the government and the people are two different things, really. And the United States government, the Federal Reserve, pretty much says, whoa, you can't use your money. You can't use the dollars that you earned by selling your oil that you have in an account with the Federal Reserve, because the United States government won't allow you to have an account anywhere else to put the money that you earn from your natural resources of your country. You can't spend that on gas, on natural gas from country A, B, or C, because we don't like them. See, ladies and gentlemen, the countries around the world, they are tired of this. And eventually there will come a time where there is a shift in how much dollars are used. And when that time comes, when that day comes, when we actually tip the scales over to where we're using less dollars than what is being used in other currencies, it doesn't have to be a gold-backed anything. It just has to be other countries deciding we're not using the dollar anymore, period. And they're not going to be in our reserves or nothing. And it just has to be a major majority, a great majority of countries doing that, to where it affects the number of dollars that are being held in reserves in other central banks. Because right now, I believe that it's about 58%. I believe that it's about 58% of the fiat currency held by central banks around the world are US dollars. Well, it's been slowly declining, so it's down below 60%. It used to be above 60% just a year or two ago, and it's now below 60%. So I believe that once the dollar weakens enough to where it's, like maybe 30% or 35% that's using it, and everyone else is either doing bilateral trading or they're using a common currency, our standard of living is going to be, or is going to reflect that of what the standard of living for someone in a third world country living in now. So go ahead and take a look at Argentina. Go ahead and take a look at Venezuela. Go ahead and take a look at Cuba. That's kind of a drastic one right there, Cuba. I'm not sure if we'll get that bad. I think it'll get that bad here if we do end up being a communistic or a communist government-run nation. it'll get that bad, but I don't think that will happen. But that's the goal. The goal is to bring down our standard of living, because we in the West, according to the rest of the world, we are the devil, right? Now, I have to say this because so many people get triggered. I'm not saying that I agree that we are the devil. We're not. We the people, ladies and gentlemen, are this country. But this country, i.e., we the people, are being governed by a very small group of people that do not have the interest of we the people. They do not have our best interest in mind. Anybody here believe that they do? I would say that they don't. And that's what's happening. We are being turned into a third world nation. Take a look at the border. Why in the world would anyone open up the border the way that is open now, where hundreds of thousands of people are coming in every week or every month? It's unsustainable. I've been talking about that as well. It's called the Cloward and Piven strategy, right? By Cloward and Piven. It was two professors, a male and a female, that came up with this strategy. And it's been taught for decades to people that lean to the left, to people that are Democrats in government, right? This is not a right or left thing, all right? I'm not picking on either side, but the truth is the truth. It is a strategy that is used in order to have a country, I guess, implode from within, because all of the resources of this country are being used on everyone else except the people that are actually citizens of this country. We're sending it to other countries. We're sending all our money to other countries. We're allowing all of these people coming in without being checked, without even being checked to see if they have the juicy juice. You know, that little juicy juice? That's such a big deal. You know, I know I'm ranting here, but I'm going to keep on because I'm on a roll. It was such a big deal for you, ladies and gentlemen, 2 or 3 years ago to get that juicy juice. It was such a big deal that if you didn't get it, you were a murderer. You were killing grandma. You were unpatriotic if you didn't get that juicy juice. But now, all of a sudden, it's okay to let hundreds of thousands of people come in without even checking to see if they have it. We were duped. It's what we were, ladies and gentlemen. We as a nation were duped. And in my opinion, with hindsight, looking back, we failed a test. We failed a test as a people. Not enough of us said no. And now they're pushing it even more. You see, the one thing about the administration that we have now, the one thing about that ideology is that if you give them an inch, they'll take 10 miles, not a mile. And when you say no, they will go even harder. When they get caught doing something wrong, they will project that onto you, someone who never did anything wrong. And they will never stop. They will never stop, ladies and gentlemen. So a third world country is what we will become. You know why? Because it's just a cycle. But that is why we get prepared. That is why we get prepared. Why? Because in every cycle, there's always a new beginning. And we will be entering into a new beginning in several years from now. It's not going to be tomorrow or even next year. In my opinion, we still have a good 9 to 10 years to go before we enter into that new paradigm. And because of that, ladies and gentlemen, we need to be prepared. Okay. Now, let me go ahead and work my way down a little bit because I know that I probably talked for like at least a good 5 or 10 minutes there. Yeah. And yes, Lisa, Italy, I've seen what's going on in Italy. It's such a shame to allow. I mean, what can I say? You know, what can anyone say about what's happening? It's that, you know, we always sit here and say, I don't agree with violence, but in all actuality, I'm not advocating for violence. I never will. I'm just talking about history. In all actuality, throughout history, any time that there has been meaningful change, it has been through violence. All right. So just like Thomas Jefferson said, and I know I always mess this up, but I paraphrase it. He said that the tree of liberty must be watered every so many generations. The tree of liberty must be watered with the blood of patriots and tyrants every so many generations. I believe that's how it went, something like that. Because again, meaningful change only comes with violence. You have to destroy something in order to bring about something new. And again, that's why we have to be prepared and stay prepared. Thomas, how you doing, Thomas Bissett? Good to see you. Randy Brown says troops from China are here, says my Texas family. Well, Why would that even be surprising? Randy, that's not even surprising to me. Like I said, the southern border is completely open. Every time that you talk about the southern border should be closed, oh, you're a racist. You're a racist. You're saying the southern border should be closed. You don't like Mexicans. It's not the Mexicans that I'm worried about. It's those other people that are coming from countries that are our adversaries, that would wish nothing but to see us fall. Those are the ones I'm worried about. How many of you think that we have sleeper cells within the United States of people that have actually come in through the southern border and they're just waiting on orders? No, I'm not trying to scare anyone. I actually have a video coming out tomorrow about scaring people. All right. From a comment that we got off a video. But no, I'm not trying to scare anyone, ladies and gentlemen. But it's just a fact. Everyone's always talking about, oh, it only takes like 7 transfer stations, that electrical transfer stations or whatever they're called, to be taken down, for the entire grid in the U.S. to be taken down. Do you really think that these adversarial countries that have sent people, that have sent soldiers undercover through the border, through our porous border, do you think that they don't have people in place, operators in place that are blending in with society, going and working at a car wash or something, and going home and just waiting for orders? If you don't think they have people like that in place, then, you really need to wake up. And, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, just stay prepared. Really, just stay prepared, because we're going to be going through some hard times, but there's no reason for you to be scared if you're prepared. All right. No reason whatsoever. Ma 2 is in the house. How you doing, Ma? Good to see you. Brenda Bodwin is in the house. How you doing, Brenda? It's really good to see you. You know what, Evita? The funny thing is that I don't even remember what my video was about this morning. If I think about it hard enough, I will remember. But man, I am so senile. Hey, Big Bad John is in the house. Yeah, man, terrible. I see. Busy Girl, how you doing, Busy Girl? Good to see you. Thank you very much, Lay. Thank you. Gobble gobble. Thank you for that. Let's see. John Upatel. Ut Patel, how are you doing? No. Let's see. Man, my computer is messing up. Hello, Penny. It's good to see you. Thank you for that. You're very kind. Wow, look at that. That's a great price. Brenda Bodwin says that gasoline in North Dakota is $3.69 a gallon. Isn't that something, ladies and gentlemen? That I think that $3.69 a gallon is good. It actually is good. I wish it was $3.69 a gallon here. Wow, that's not bad at all. Yeah, I think the average in the U.S. is around the high threes, like 380, 390. I think that's the average. Boone 22, how you doing? Good to see you. Let me see. Queen of NoHo, California, I guess. Do you think that what happened to our brand was a setup, or is he playing into it? Oh, Russell Brand. I'm not sure what happened to him. I heard that he got demonetized. But I'm not sure exactly why. I know who Russell Brand is, and I've watched some of his videos in the past. I don't really watch that many, videos like that, and I don't watch that many prepping videos. But I heard he got demonetized, and I'm not sure exactly why. I do know that I like that he speaks out, and from what I understand, he speaks what is his truth, not something that he's being told to speak, but what is his truth. And he's very forthright about it. So I do like that about him. And he's pretty funny as well. Colorado Pack Rat Prepper, how are you doing? Good to see you. Okay, let's see. Let's bring it down some. Cutting Tool Designer. Hey, thank you, Cutting Tool Designer. You're very generous. It's getting closer, so let's do a few more turkeys. Thank you very much. We are going to make the turkeys. I can tell you that much already. And let me tell you what. The super chat giveaways it'll be the first live stream of next month. Whatever day that falls on, it'll be the first live stream of next month. That'll be the super chat giveaways. It's going to be awesome because not only are we giving away 10 Alaska Prepper 2023 silver coins, the 10th ounce ones. Where are they? These little guys right here. Not only are we going to be doing 10 of these, but in addition to that, three of my sponsors are giving away 4 really nice prices. One of them is a reverse osmosis filtration system. One of them is an Oupes 1800. That's awesome. 2 of them are 2 5-ounce silver coins, America the Beautiful. So 2 5-ounce, I don't even have one of those, so I can't show you what they look like. But 2 5-ounce silver coin, America the Beautiful, that's being given to us by Genesis Gold Group to give away to 2 winners. So 4 of the 10 are going to win those 4 grand prizes. So it's going to be pretty awesome. Our sponsors, ladies and gentlemen, are awesome. I try to work with people that are good people, that have something to offer, that has value, and it's not just a gimmick, right? And our sponsors, they've proven throughout time that they're awesome, right? That they care about the community, and to me, that goes a long way. So that's why I'm always shouting out my sponsors. I'm always, thanking them for what they do, because they do a lot, in my opinion. Okay. And let me see. I'm going to bring it down. If you have any questions, hold off on any questions that you may have until I go through my spiel. I'm going to try to bring it down all the way to the bottom, right? Of course, converse amongst each other, all right? But try to hold off on questions, and then after my spiel, I'll go ahead and I'll open it up, and we can do Q&A or just talk back and forth or whatever for a few minutes, okay? Let's see, where are we at? Let's bring it down some. Mandy, thank you very much, Mandy. Thank you very much for that. Gobble, gobble. Yeah, isn't that a shame? Uhtred, that's a slap in the face is what it is. And you know what I was thinking? Heck, man, I might as well just talk. I was thinking, how they made a big deal about Oprah Winfrey, right? And The Rock. I'm not sure if you all saw that video that they did asking to donate to a fund or whatever. But a lot of people gave them a really hard time, saying, how dare you ask, the American people to donate to this when you all are billionaires, and just with a fraction of what you're worth, you can take care of this whole problem yourselves. And they gave Oprah a big hassle about her buying thousands of acres there in Maui instead of helping the people, et cetera, et cetera. I was thinking to myself, ladies and gentlemen, and this will segue into what I want to talk about today, about that I'm not apologetic, right? But I was thinking to myself, man, any of those two, be it Oprah, I'm not picking on Oprah or Dwayne Johnson. I don't care. I honestly don't care, about what they're worth or what they do with their money. I don't care. But I said any one of those two, or even any of the other popular billionaires that we know of, that, you can name, like Elon Musk or Zuckerberg or Gates or whoever else, right? Mark Cuban, whatever. But I was like, any one of these two people here, Oprah or Johnson, or any other billionaire, you know what they could have done, the opportunity that they gave up on. Because you know what, ladies and gentlemen, one thing that I know for a fact is that if you're worth $100 million, a porterhouse steak of the very best that there is. So if you're worth $100 billion and you can spend whatever amount of money it is that you want on the very best porterhouse steak that there is in the world, right? If you're worth $500 million or $1 billion, you're not going to be able to get a better steak than when you can get if you're worth $100 million. I hope you know what I mean. Meaning that once you're worth so much money, once you have so much money, no matter how much more you have, no matter how many more multiples of that money that you have, be it 200 million, 300 million, a billion, 2 billion, 3 billion, it's not going to make your life any better. The only thing that will make your life better, in my opinion, of course, is how you spend that money. And although I am a capitalist by nature, and that is what I am not apologetic about, I am a capitalist, ladies and gentlemen. And that word triggers many people. And usually the people that the word capitalist triggers are the people that don't know the difference between capitalism and crony capitalism. Those are the people that get triggered by the word capitalism. Because you see, we no longer here, at least in the United States, live in a free market. We don't have a free market. We have what is called a crony market, a crony capitalist market, a market that is run by the government for those that the government wants to succeed. That's called crony capitalism. Capitalism, ladies and gentlemen, is freedom. And for that, I do not apologize. Some people get on me about having an ad on my videos, or by having a sponsor, or by putting my little billboard ads that I actually came up with that idea, putting a little billboard ad here or there, and a sponsor giving you a few bucks for advertising their business during a video. I'm like, you know what? I think that's great. That's being innovative, you know? And then like I said, I'm not apologetic about that. But like I was getting at, that how much money do you really need to be happy? Some people, it seems that they will never stop needing more money in order to be happy, that there will never be enough. And that's what led me to think, man, one of these billionaires could have been a hero, could have left a legacy that would have lasted more than likely 100 or more years. Should they taken $1 billion or $2 or $3 billion or $5 billion, whatever it may be, out of their bank account and given it to the people of Maui, and had them, or I forget the name of the city, of the island in Hawaii. I think it was Maui, but I could be wrong. I'm not good with names. But had they given it to them, or maybe just make sure that the money was available and had somebody manage the money so that all of those people could have had their homes rebuilt and had that community rebuilt, and not given the government or anyone else a chance to buy any of that land from under those poor people so that they can develop it into something that they wanted, that would end up driving out the same people that were being helped, supposedly, right? They could have been heroes, but instead, they loved their money so much that they could never think of doing that. And that is not the fault of capitalism. Capitalism is when you have the freedom to freely trade with anyone that you want, and the government stays the heck out of your way. Crony capitalism is when the government makes rules, regulations, or passes laws that will help one subset of the population and not help another, meaning that they decide who wins and who loses. So it's not capitalism that is at fault. It's crony capitalism, number one. And I'm all for capitalism. And I also happen to be one of those that loves to do charity. Why? Because again, how much more is that steak going to taste good to you only because you're worth another $200 million or $300 million? It's not going to taste any better. So why not do something good while you're here, right? And enjoy the time that you're here by doing something good for other people, you know, because it doesn't matter how much more than $100 million you have, your standard of living is not really going to increase that much more. But what I honestly think is that some people, when they get so rich, that they no longer care about the money, but they care about power. And that to me is an illness. It is a sickness. So that's what I wanted to talk about on this live stream really briefly, is that I will never apologize to anyone because I make money in whatever way I make money, as long as it's moral and as long as it's legal and as long as it's lawful. I will never apologize. So those of you that give me a hard time about it, stop it. All right. And stop feeling sorry for yourselves, especially, you know, if there's something that you want out of life and you don't have it, don't tell yourself that I just can't afford it. Instead of telling yourself that I just can't afford it and pretty much giving up on the dream, why don't you ask yourself, what can I do to get that? Usually you'll come up with something if you want that bad enough. So that's all I had to say. If you have any questions or if you want to share anything with the community, ladies and gentlemen, put it all in caps and we'll go back and forth here for a while. All right, it is Friday, so happy Friday to everyone that just joined in, maybe. Let's see. What? Randy Brown says, Kansas government canceled turkey season, not enough birds. Oh, my goodness, man. I'll tell you what. I better go and call my contact at Safeway so that we can get those turkeys, so that we can secure those turkeys. Because I really want to meet our goal this year. I agree with you 100%, Lorraine. I agree with you 100%. Let me see if I can get this to come on the screen. Lorraine says those in our government who implement the Cloward and Piven strategy should be convicted as traitors. And that is 100% on point, because that is exactly what they are. They are adhering to something that they know for a fact will hurt our country. But, will that ever happen? I don't know. John Utpatel. John Utpatel, you don't want to buy one of these coins. They're a lot more than 750 for me to get them out to you. Usually when I send them out, I'll send them out with a return receipt, and that alone is like $6 and change. So, so yeah, they're not worth buying. They're really not. I never got those coins with the intention on selling them. I've sold a few, but really I recommend that you don't try to buy them. All right. I don't even want to tell you how much it is that you have to pay for them for it to be worth selling. Because they themselves they cost $6 just for the coin is $6, and then you're looking at about another $6-7 for shipping, depending where it is in the country. It varies by a very, very small amount. And then I get charged, what is it, 22%? I think it's 22% taxes on whatever money. Ladies and gentlemen, it's just not worth buying it. If you want one bad enough, go to Patreon and do a $25 Patreon. But then again, I don't recommend that you do it. All right. I don't recommend that you do it, but that's what it costs for me to be able to mail it out to you. And I know somebody's going to say something. All right. Someone's going to say something. Oh my God, that's ridiculous. Yes, it is. It's ridiculous to pay that much for a 10th ounce of silver. I'd rather you take that $25 and go to your local coin shop and buy a full ounce of silver, ladies and gentlemen. I honestly do. But some people want it bad enough to where they pay it. And if they do, then I'll go ahead and ship it out. Yes, Carrie, I saw that. That's how far behind I am. Look at this. I'm like 20 minutes behind. Man, Queen of NoHo, California. Let me see if I can get this up on the screen. Thank you very much, by the way, for the super chat. But Queen asked, what is your take on I'm pretty sure you're asking Russell Brand. I honestly don't know the full story. I just saw an article, and I didn't open it to read it, but I saw an article, I think it was maybe last night or early this morning, that he had been demonetized. That's all I really saw. I didn't really see, I didn't open up the article. If someone wants to fill me in on why he got demonetized, let me know and we can talk about it. I don't dare try to look it up while I have the live stream up, because my computer might freeze. I have not watched Darren over at Funky Prepper in a while. And that's because I don't watch a lot of YouTube videos that have to do with preparedness. I honestly don't. Right. I go and visit, once in a while. I try to visit like maybe one channel every day for maybe one quick video or part of a video, but not all the time. I don't like to do that because I don't want to be influenced as to what I talk about on my channel from what I hear from other channels. Sometimes I do, because I think it's so important to spread that message that I'm like, yeah, I'm going to talk about it because we need to spread this message. But I try not to as much as I can. Hey, how you doing, John? McBean Fitness, how you doing? Good to see you. Sue Mia's in the house. How you doing? Yeah, Nolan Hines says definitely sleeper cells here. It's kind of scary when you think about that. Well, you know what, Evita? Let's see. Evita says sleeper cells. What are you talking about, Mr. Tinfoil Hat Man? I wish that you are right. I wish that me talking about sleeper cells being here in the US is 100% conspiratorial and that I'm 100% wrong. I honestly hope to God, and I know you're only playing, Evita, but I hope to God that that you're right, saying that I'm a tin hat wearer. Yes, Michael Eversberg, I did read something on that they're also coming through the northern borders. How you doing, Liz Watson? Good to see you. Well, welcome, Liz. Happy Friday to you. It's very nice to have you. Let's see. Jonaida Arias, how are you? Good to see you. Pinch Runner, A Hobbit, how you doing? Let's see. We're bringing it on down. We're bringing it on down unless I see all caps. Yarn Prepper says on October 2nd, we are losing power for 8.5 hours. Really? I wonder why. Well, at least you're getting a good heads up. Okay, that's good. And Yarn Prepper, you have a generator, right? I know you have a solar generator. So get prepped up and get ready to go. It's only 8.5 hours. So let's say it's 12 hours, all right? So you should be good to go now that you know ahead of time. That's the best power outage to have. Is one that they give you, several days or a couple of weeks notice. How you doing, Jim Siders? Good to see you here. $3.38, says JT in Central Florida. Man, it's like more than $1 a gallon more than that here, JT. I think here it's like in the around 4.30, 4.40, something like that. I know that in town it's like $4 and what is it? 4.51, I think, in town, which means that at Costco it's about 4.40 something or the high 30s. That is crazy. And ladies and gentlemen, the thing is that it's not going to get any better than this. All right. We are going into the winter season, and we're going to start using a lot more fuel in the winter season. We may use less gasoline, but we'll use a lot more fossil fuels, i.e. heating oil, diesel, stuff like that. So the price of energy is still going to go up more than what it is here. It is. This is going to be a tough winter for some people. Thank goodness that in most areas, I believe it's not going to be as cold of a winter in most areas. In some, it's going to be very cold. But we'll see what happens. Let's see. Deb's Time 55. AP, do we have to store solar generators in a Faraday cage? I would, just for, just in case. Do I know if a Faraday cage is going to protect a solar generator? I have no idea, ladies and gentlemen. I get asked that question every once in a while. Is a Faraday cage going to protect this or protect that? I don't know. It's supposed to. It's said that it will. So it's not going to hurt anything if you do have a Faraday cage and you put electronic devices in there that you want to protect against an EMP or a CME. So it wouldn't hurt, right? Will it protect it 100%? I don't think anybody really knows unless it actually happens, which is not good. Let's hope it doesn't happen. But yeah, it can't hurt. Look at this. Hurling for the homestead. $4.89 a gallon in Arizona. Wow. That's crazy. Hey, thank you very much, doggone it. Thank you for that. Emmanuel Bravo says, thank you for congratulations on your 3 eggs. Just in case some of you came in a little later, check this out. This is 1 egg. We already ate the 3 that we got yesterday, but this is 1 egg that I found on the way here. I figured I'd stop in on the way to the bunker and check this out. Man, they are so pretty too. Look how nice and clean they are. And I'm really happy because it tells me that the ladies are happy. If they're laying eggs, I'm assuming that they're happy. They're being fed well, that they're eating their what is it that they're called again? Mealworms. I give them mealworms as a little treat every once in a while. They love those mealworms, ladies and gentlemen. So, I mean, there's nothing wrong with us eating mealworms as long as they pass through the chickens first and they turn them into eggs. Nothing wrong with that. Because I'll tell you what, the eggs that I ate, the one that I ate that my wife cooked me, it didn't taste like mealworms at all. It tasted like a nice, tasty, fresh egg, right, from a chicken in my coop that likes to eat mealworms. So why not feed the mealworms to the animals that like to eat the mealworms? And then we can eat the eggs from those animals or eat the animals themselves one day. I'm actually never going to eat my ladies, all right? My chickens, I'm never going to eat them, my egg layers. Unless I really have to, because it's a really bad situation. But this is my plan with my egg layers. I'm going to go ahead and keep them for as long as they keep laying eggs. And then once they no longer lay eggs, I'm going to build them a little retirement community where they can just go out there and eat and have fun and live for the rest of their lives. And that's what I'm going to do with them. Unless, of course, things happen, and we need the protein because it's not available anywhere else. And then, if that happens, that's what they're there for. But I'm going to take care of them and give them a happy life. Tammy Brennan, how are you doing, Tammy? Good to see you. Lulu's Prepper Pat, how are you? Hunter, how are you from Central New York? Oh, man. Isabel, just Isabel, what do you think about Vanguard? I think that Vanguard is one of those big, big corporations that wants to rule the world, kind of like Blackstone or BlackRock, I think it is. If that's what you're talking, if that's the Vanguard you're talking about, yeah, they're like one of those companies that like almost owns everything. There's like 3 companies. I think one of them is Vanguard. I think the other one is BlackRock. BlackRock, and I forget the other one. But there's like 3 or 4 that pretty much own everything, and it's kind of like a spider's web. That's how complicated it is. As far as seeing what they owe, and they pretty much come on top as far as owing almost everything, as far as owning the stocks. So what is this? I'm so far behind. I'm like, what is this guy talking about? And I'm like, oh, that's something we talked about 20 minutes ago. No. Florida Boys Shuffle says you should set up a guess how many eggs today contest, like a Prepper Nurse one. I'm not going to take that away from Ed. All right, I'm not going to take that away from him. I know he does that, but that's his thing. By the way, if you haven't checked out Prepper Nurse One, go check him out. Go check out Ed. He's just somebody that you can hang out with every day, and he's got his thoughts and his opinions on things, but he's a really good guy. At least I think he is. Yeah, isn't that a shame, Cynthia? You know what the thing is? This somewhat angers me, right? Because I remember, I think it was a couple years ago, I did a video, and the video title was something like this. I don't remember exactly, but it was something like, if you're on a fixed income or Social Security, you are screwed. I think that's what it was. And the reason I was talking about that, or talking about it in that way, is because at that time is when we were starting to get those stimulus payments. And I kept screaming out of the top of my lungs saying, these stimulus is no good. They are not good. They're going to we're going to end up paying that tenfold. We're going to end up paying that for the rest of our lives back compared to what we get. And I don't know if you've seen, but the average standard of living expense has gone up by about between $5,000 and $7,000 a year. And just in 1 year, we are spending more than what we got in stimulus over those 3 years, ladies and gentlemen. And we're going to keep spending that forever. It's not going to go back down. And yeah, I've been talking about this for years, how these stimulus checks, they're going to do nothing but drain our wealth and our children's and children's children's wealth for generations, ladies and gentlemen. But people did not want to ask why. Why is this going to happen? All they were concentrating on was like, yes, thank goodness I'm going to get that stimulus because I need to put food on the table. And that's what's going to happen when we have our next crisis. Most people are going to be in dire straits, just like those people were when they were handing out the stimulus. I remember somebody commenting on one of the videos where I was ranting, and they said, well, Rudy, these people need that money. They need that stimulus check. And then I did a follow-up video because of that comment, and I said, what they're not asking is, why do we need this stimulus check? Why are we in a position where we need it? That's where you have to start. Had you gone back and asked that question, you would have known that the reason we were in a position where so many people needed those stimulus checks was because of the position that our elected officials put us in. It was because of them that we needed it. And now who's paying the price? Are they paying the price, or are the people paying the price? Well, you already know the answer to that. And again, it's going to happen again. They want a CBDC. Well, they're going to get their CBDC. Why? Well, because of democracy. Democracy, ladies and gentlemen. When you have a nation where 63 or 60 whatever percent of the people are living paycheck to paycheck, and then you have a crisis, whether it's manufactured or not, the government is going to take advantage of that crisis. Never let a good crisis go to waste. And they're going to be like, well, we can help you, American people, but you're going to have to take the CBDC. And I know a lot of you right now, while you're listening to me say this, I will never do it. I will never take a CBDC. But you're not the people that they are talking to. You are not the people that they are counting on. You are prepared. And those are not the people that government counts on to get votes for something that the average person who is prepared knows is not going to be any good for you. They're going to get the votes from those 60+% of people that live paycheck to paycheck who are going to be desperate for something else to bail them out. And they're going to get their votes. And it's going to be enough to push us into a CBDC. So if you want to interact within the economy, you're going to have a CBDC because they will eventually get rid of cash as well. They'll make it. Remember that little bug that was going around and how they made it really easy for people who took the juicy juice to do what they needed to do or wanted to do, and they made it really difficult for people that didn't want to take that juicy juice? It's going to be the same thing. They're going to make it really easy for those people that are using that CBDC, and they're going to make it extremely difficult for those people that are not. And then 1 or 2 more crises later, guess what? We have to get rid of cash. So, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm getting at is this. The best way for us to resist as a people is to be prepared. Because imagine 3 years ago when they started saying, you need to do this or else you can't work. Imagine if the whole country would have said, okay, I guess we can't work. I don't care. I got 6 months emergency fund. I've got a year's worth of food. I'll be okay. It'll give me more time with the family. So, okay, I won't work. Imagine if everyone who was opposed to this, which in my opinion was the majority of the people, imagine if everyone would have said no and used their no muscle, just like Bear says from Bear Independent. It would have been a lot different than what it was, wouldn't it? That is why I'm such a big advocate of being prepared, because preparedness, ladies and gentlemen, in my opinion, is freedom. It is a weapon for freedom that we can use to stay free. So it is very important that you spread the word. Talk to people that you know. Don't push it down their throat, but maybe plant a seed here or there. Okay, I promise. Now I'm going to bring it all the way down. Okay, let's see. All right. I'm bringing it down. Oh, let's see. Oh, Kansas canceled turkey hunting season. Okay, they canceled turkey hunting season. Hey, Colorado, I'm going to say something funny, right? I already ruined it. Well, Colorado Pack Rat Prepper says, AP, I just get jealous of all those solar generators. Look at these guys. You know what I thought of Colorado when you said that? I was like, hey, Colorado Pack Rat Prepper, don't hate the player, hate the game. Oh, that's so funny because we had an interpreter in Afghanistan that used to say that all the time. He was like, don't hate the player, hate the game, brother. Because he learned how to speak English watching TV, American TV. So he gained the accent of the character that he was listening to most of the time. Okay, they canceled turkey hunting. Wow, how about that? Oh, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, the nutrient survival receipts for those days, you know what? I mean, if you haven't sent it to me already, then I would say it's too late. But this is what I'm going to do, okay? Because I'm not going to be, sending out coins for the next year because somebody forgot to send it. But this is what I will do. If you ordered something from Nutrient Survival between last weekend, I think it was the 15th, 16th, and 17th. If you ordered it, and it was $200 or more, and you forgot to send me your receipt showing that you ordered it within those days, and it was $200 or more at checkout, I will personally send you a coin, right, myself. But I'm not going to. You're not going to be entered today for the 1 ounce coin, and today someone is going to win the 1 ounce coin that sent me their information within the time span. Right, so you will not be entered to win this because somebody's going to win it today. But if you didn't watch the video or you didn't know or whatever it was, then the time is up for that. But I will still honor it and send it to you personally. So it'll come from me and not Nutrient Survival, right? And it's important to me to do that because I really want to support Nutrient Survival. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm bringing it down, ladies and gentlemen. I am so very far behind. If I miss your question, I do apologize. Okay. Man, I have some great news, ladies and gentlemen, about my diabetes. I think I can do a little bit of a whatchamacallit, show and tell with you. Let's see. Yeah, look at this right here. Let's see. Elizabeth says add powdered milk to a half gallon of milk in a 1 gallon jug and water. You can make the milk last longer. These are the things that we're going to have to start learning now, because these are the things that we're going to have to do. I'm sure that some families have to do this now. We don't drink milk here, but you know what I mean. Learning how to stretch what you already have. Start learning how to do this stuff now, because eventually we're going to need to do it, either because the price will be too high or because there will be scarcity. All right. I'm sure that there's some of you out there that live in farms and stuff like that, and you'll never go hungry. And it's awesome. But the thing is that's not most people. Man, isn't that awesome? Low blood pressure. I remember those days. Low blood pressure says, I hope you're still here. But yeah, that's not that far behind. AP looked at an old receipt yesterday. I got 500 Eagles, all right, silver Eagles, I'm assuming, at 1736 out the door. That is awesome. Oh, that is a great, great deal. I remember those days. I never got that many, but I remember those days. That's awesome. Let's see. Yeah, yeah. Okay, I am looking, ladies and gentlemen. I'm looking for any questions as I work my way down. Oh, really? That is awesome. Did they really, Lisa? Lisa says the government passed a bill to not allow the Biden administration to do CBDCs. I haven't heard about that. I did hear that a bill was introduced by two, I think it was two senators, that there was a bill that was introduced, but I haven't heard it. But you know what? It doesn't really matter if they did or not. The only reason it would matter, excuse me, I'm sorry. The only reason that it would matter is if they got at least 60 votes, because I believe it's 60 votes that you need in order for the president not to be able to veto it. Because I'm sure that if it was less than 60 votes going to the president for signature, that he would veto that. So I haven't heard about that. I hope that they did get one with 60 votes or more. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. We still have some patriots in our as representatives, ladies and gentlemen. We still have some patriots as representatives, and for that I am very grateful. D. Foley, thank you very much. Nationwide alert on October 4th. I've been hearing about this a lot. I guess we're just going to have to see what happens. All right, we'll have to see what happens on that day. Never know. Tomorrow is a big day. Now, tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, check the video that I'm putting out tomorrow. Tomorrow is September 23rd. All right. I've been hearing so much about September 23rd for the last several weeks. So we'll just have to see what happens. Let's see. Okay. Bring it down. The Margot 20, how are you doing? Good to see you. Yes, Wandering Polly says, I drove around today and many stores are closed permanently. And I believe that 100%. I would believe it more so depending on what state you're talking about. If you're talking about San Francisco, LA, Chicago, you know, cities in New York State, you know, whether it be New York City and other cities within the state that where crime is going rampant and they're not allowed to do anything about it. Yep, I believe it. I believe it 100%. We've been very lucky here in Fairbanks, Alaska. I think I've maybe seen one business go under in the last 2 or 3 years that I normally patronage. You know, that I see like on every day or whenever I go into town, I see it. I think maybe one business shut down. So you know, it's one of the good things about having a small community is that they tend to help each other. We tend to help each other a little bit more during times of crises. You know, like I love drinking coffee at home. The coffee that I drink at home is just as good as any other coffee. But every once in a while, I go to the coffee shop. Why? Because I like to support a local business. And to me, it's important that they stay in business. Why? Because they employ, I don't know, like 6 or 7 people. You know, they employ 6 or 7 people and they depend on that money for their livelihood. So I think it's important that we support our business if we can. And I happen to be in a position where every once in a while, it's okay for me to spend 5, 6, 7 bucks on a cup of coffee that I can make at home for 25 cents or $1, depending if it's just a cheap cup of coffee or a nutrient survival sleeve that's like $1 something. All right. So it's important to me that we, you know, take care of our community. It's important. It's important for everyone, ladies and gentlemen. So, you know, think about that every once in a while. You know, don't be afraid to give 100% tip next time you go get a coffee here or there. You know, those people that work there in the service industry, they don't work there for fun. They work there because they want to make a living. Yeah, well, SR, I mean, what you say makes sense, but if I've always stood by, if you can retire, I would retire. So SR says, AP, I hear a lot of co-workers getting ready to retire soon. I wouldn't if I was them with a recession/depression. Plus, I heard that Kansas legislatures want to ban capers from investing in ESG. That's awesome. They should. They should. ESG if we adopt ESG within our nation, we will destroy ourselves 100%. You know, the cloud and pivot strategy is working great, but ESG will be even worse, ladies and gentlemen, because we will have absolutely no control over our own sovereignty. Can you imagine that? A corporation having control over your sovereignty. Think about that. ESG is very dangerous and just not enough people know about it. But people are waking up. People are waking up. Man, ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you what. I'm seeing a lot of people saying, where do we send your... I'm going to give you a little bit of tough love, okay? All right, so remember that I love you, right? But I'm going to give you a little tough love. Anyone that's been here, anyone that catches my live streams on a regular basis, did I not say more than once where to send your receipt? I did. I said more than, I think I must have said it 5 or 6 times during that live stream. This is where you send your receipt. This is the email where you send your receipt. I even had some people send their receipts, their order numbers, i.e. their receipts, to my regular email, which is not where I asked, so you send it. And I still went ahead and forwarded those emails to the other email, the one winner chicken dinner 2@gmail.com, so that I can make sure that they got their coins. But here we are a week later, ladies and gentlemen, and now you're asking where to send those receipts. I already put it out, but I'll tell you what, send it to, let me go ahead and put this out here, okay? When you're dealing with a lot of numbers, you know, it gets hard to keep track and keep sending, you know, week after week, keep sending someone else. But if you have a receipt, if you have an order number from Nutrient Survival that falls within the days of 15, 16, and 17 of September, and your order was $200 or more at checkout, all right? And you took advantage of the bundle. There's the bundle deal, right? The 25% off bundle deal. You took advantage of those. Go ahead and send me your information, your order number, your receipt, and your address and your name, and I'll go ahead and mail you a coin. I may not have enough OG coins left, all right? I only have a few left, but if I run out, I will send you a 2023. And that's the best that I can do, ladies and gentlemen, for now, right? And I'm not sure how tough a love that was, but that's about as tough as I get. No, James Palmerton asked, have you eaten any of your canned bacon recently? No, I haven't, but it's still good. It's still good. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. I mean, I check them every once in a while, make sure the seal is good and everything, and it looks great. What I really want to eat is, and I ordered some, and I may have to go to Costco and buy some, is some of that maple spam. I ordered some from Amazon before I knew that Costco had it, and I haven't gotten it yet, and I think it's on back order. So I may have to go over to Costco this weekend and get some of that because I got to try me some maple spam. And look at that, we're at the bottom. So now, ladies and gentlemen, let me go ahead and share with you a little bit of good news, and then we'll do the giveaway, all right? So these guys right here, they're bacon cheddar crisp. These things are awesome. I've had this bag for probably the last almost a year or so, and I stopped eating these because of my diabetes. Why? Because they don't have any sugar, but they do have 9 grams of carbohydrates because there's like flour and stuff in this. All right, but they're very tasty, and I was eating them all the time before I was diagnosed with diabetes this last January. Okay, so as soon as I was diagnosed with diabetes, never had any of these. I just put them away. I just ate meat. That's all I've been eating is meat. Well, I've been doing a little bit of experimentation here lately, and I've eaten a salad now and then, and it didn't really affect my blood sugar, which was very good, which means that every once in a while, if I want to eat a little bit of cabbage, stir-fried cabbage, or maybe a half of a tomato or something like that, I go ahead and treat myself. To me, that's like a treat, right? Well, today is the first time that I ate something that I knew had a good amount of carbs in it. 9 grams for me is a lot, but I ate like 3 servings. One serving is like what? 1 ounce. So one serving is 1 ounce of this. I ate like 3 servings of this, which is almost 30 grams of carbohydrates in one sitting, right? And I ate them for 2 reasons. 1, because I really like these. They're very tasty. But 2, because I wanted to do an experiment. So after I ate them, I waited about half an hour, and I went and took my glucose reading with the little prick test, right? And it was high. It was 135, which for me, that's high, right? It's not terrible because my doctor told me that if you eat something that has carbohydrates in it and your sugar rises, as long as it doesn't go above 180, that it's okay. But it went up to 135, which is really the highest reading that I have seen in a long time. All right, because my blood sugar has really been getting better over the last few months. So once I saw that it was 135, I said, okay. I went outside and I did some chores. You know, I probably spent the next hour or so walking from here to there, just doing basic chores outside, getting ready for winter. I came back in and I took my blood glucose test again. And when I took it again, ladies and gentlemen, after about an hour, it was down to 91, which is a good level. 91 is a good number to have, which tells me that my blood glucose is starting to stabilize to the point where if I want to eat something every once in a while, because believe it or not, I don't really crave anything except for meat. Today for dinner, I had some hamburger patties with a little bit of lettuce and about a third of a tomato and some pickles. That's it. And cheese, right? And that was just fine. I'm very satisfied. But it tells me that my body is starting to level itself off where I can maybe have something every once in a while. And I don't have to be as strict as I've been for the last 9 months now. It's been 9 months. And that my blood sugar is pretty stable now where where I can maybe, have something like this. Here I'm talking about having 27 grams of carbs, like it's the end of the world, right? Like, oh my God, you can't do that. Whereas before in my old life, I used to have 27 grams of carbs or more just with my morning coffee in the form of sugar. So, anyways, I think that's really good news, and I wanted to share that with you. I think it's awesome. Okay, so all right, let's go ahead and do this giveaway. So this is what we're gonna do. Let's see. Disabled and prepping. How are you doing, disabled and prepping? Do me a favor. Can you pick a number between 1 and 19? Pick a number, disabled and prepping, between 1 and 19. All right? 1 and 19. 19 being the number before 20. Please pick a number between 1 and 19, and you will be choosing the winner of the 1 ounce Alaska Prepper coin that we're giving away for the nutrient survival. No, it's just disabled and prepping. All right, disabled and prepping. You're the one that has to pick the number. All right, so give us a number between 1 and 19. Just disabled and prepping. All right. All right, that's just disabled and prepping that needs to pick the number, not anyone else. Oh, goodness. And the funny thing is I have no idea who's going to win because it's mainly order numbers. So we're going to give it a, oh, there you go. Disabled and prepping picked the number 15. All right. So disabled and prepping picked the number 15. You just picked the winner. All right. So what I'm going to do is the winner, and I'm going to show you who the winner is here in a second. And this is the coin that you're going to win. I think it's really cool because it's patinaed. This coin is probably about 2 years old now. This is one of the coins that I had Dick make that we used to do a giveaway for our 100,000 subscriber / community member party that we had. All right, so this is the exact coin that I'll be shipping out to you. It's the front and the back. Here it is, the front and the back. All right, and it's going to be number 15. So now let's see who number 15 is. Number 15 is the order number. All right, number 15 is the order number. If you're here, NSX 30790. I will find your email where you sent me this order number, and I will email you and let you know that you won so that you can forward me your information. So again, I don't know the name of the person, but the order number is 30790. Of course, NSX 30790. So congratulations to the winner. Again, I will go ahead and send you an email saying congratulations and requesting your address so that I can go ahead and mail you the 1 ounce silver coin. And I want to thank everyone that participated on the sale that Nutrient Survival had, where they were giving an awesome 25% off. I think it's pretty awesome that they did that, but I also think that it's pretty awesome that our community has played a really big part in keeping Nutrient Survival in business. And not for any reason either, but merely for the reason that they sell a product that, in my opinion, is superior to all of the other freeze-dried food companies that there are there in the market. Them being really good people is just a bonus, ladies and gentlemen, right? So let's go ahead and let me see. We'll take a couple more questions and then we'll end it for today. Yes, absolutely. SR says, remember to buy precious metals, gold, silver, and copper, and lead, and brass. I have to agree with that, SR. Thank you for that reminder. Let's see. Okay, what do we got? Absolutely. Kerry Booth, any metal, it's going to be worth something. Of course, when we talk about like precious metals, we talk about silver, gold, platinum, palladium, rhodium, things like that, right? But any metal does have value. It just depends on how abundant it is. And depending on the brass that you have, it may have more numismatic value than the actual value, the monetary value of the metal itself, right? So just check and see what you find out about it. It may be worth a lot more than you think. Let's see. Donna Southwood says, eating 3 servings of those chips could knock you out of ketosis and then you'll create. No, oh, thank you, Donna. Thank you for that, by the way. But Donna, I am on the wagon. All right. I'm on the wagon. Like, for example, after I ate 3 servings of these, now remember, 3 servings is 3 ounces. It's like 21 chips or something like that, right? So it's like a handful, really. But trust me that if I get a craving for whatever, I remind myself that I will not go down the same path that unfortunately my parents and most of my uncles and aunts went, where I have to live a life of injecting myself with insulin and taking pills. I won't allow that to happen. All right. So, so like, even if I got the worst of cravings right now, like I want sugar right now, I want it. I'm not falling off the wagon. I'm not allowing that to happen. I want to see my children through their adulthood and at least see them have children of their own, to include Little Miss Alaska Prepper one day, right? One day, not anytime soon, but one day. So I won't allow that to happen. I've made up my mind that I will never let that happen. So that's just where I stand on that. And I'm very, very disciplined with what I eat. I'm really surprised. I'm very surprised that I haven't lost any more weight than what I've lost. Because when I tell you that I eat meat, that's like what I eat. Meat once a day. Every once in a while, I might eat twice in a day because I wake up hungry. Maybe I didn't eat enough the day before, something like that. So maybe I'll eat, like this morning, I ate one of the eggs. I ate one of these eggs because I just wanted to try it, right? But then that's all I ate. I ate one egg, and then I ate my dinner right before I came on the live. So yeah, I'm very disciplined when it comes to that. And like I said, I'm surprised that I haven't lost any more weight. But the important thing for me is that my blood sugar is starting to stabilize itself and it's not out of control. To me, that's more important than anything else. Okay, let's see. Well, Emmanuel, I only have one egg now because the other 3 are gone. But hopefully there'll be more in the days to come, and then some. Many blessings to you as well, Mary Ann Pratt. Thank you. Okay, let me say thank you very much, Marlon. Thank you, gobble gobble. Thank you for that. Let me go ahead and close it off, ladies and gentlemen. I want to say thank you very much to our moderators, ladies. I don't think I saw Copernicus here today. So if you see this on the rerun, Copernicus, we missed you. But thank you very much to our other moderators, JT, Jan, and of course, Yarn Prepper, for being here today and always being here. So thank you, ladies. I hope that you all have a great weekend. Have a safe Friday. I know there's not many of you left here, but let's go ahead and do our Friday safety brief. Don't drink and drive. Don't do anything stupid. Don't do something that's going to cost you the rest of your life, or even worse, someone else's life, because you wanted to have a little bit of fun for 2 minutes, and then you're going to have to pay for it forever. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so if you're going to drink, go ahead and have a drink. Have a great time. Just make sure that you don't drive. And if you're going to drive, don't drink. And get an Uber, get a cab, designated driver. There's many options that you can take not to ruin your life. Other than that, I hope that you have a great weekend. Thank you very much for all of your support, ladies and gentlemen. Truly do appreciate every one of you. All right, so if you are new to the channel, meaning that if, let's say, you are new to the live stream, that you've never been on a live stream before, or if you've subscribed within like the last couple of weeks, go ahead and put "I am new" in all caps. And during our outro, we'll put your name up on the screen, and the rest of our community members that are here will welcome you into our community. All right. Other than that, have a great rest of your Friday. Have a great weekend. God bless every one of you, ladies and gentlemen. God bless America. I'm Alaska Prepper, and I am out. And now I have to find our outro. Where's our outro? There it is. Okay, almost my computer. There we go. And I am out. God bless you all.